Good morning, yogis. I'm just making sure that I'm not chopping my head off this morning. Um, I can see 6 of you guys are in it already, so just pop me a message so I know who's on. So we are going to start our bank holiday flow practice in a comfortable seated position. So just grab all the props you need. And just before you start, if you just want to give me a little wave or say hello so I know who's on this morning. I can see 11 of you guys in the room. So coming to a nice comfortable seat. So just sitting up nice and tall. And if you're feeling a little chilly, grab a blanket, wrap something around you. So we're just going to stay here for a few moments to center ourselves this morning. I'm just going to see, can I bring it up on my page here as well? So you guys can let me know if there's any problems with the sound this morning. Here we go. Hi, Louie. Hi, Deirdre. Okay. So just gently closing your eyes. I'm actually just going to straighten that camera a little bit. I think my charger's pulling it down. Oops. Hi, Callie. Okay. Sorry, guys. Little bit of OCD sadly there this morning. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, we're just going to gently close our eyes. Just giving your body, your mind, your spirit, just time to arrive and settle on your mat this morning. So as you do this, just notice what you've brought to the practice today. So checking in first with your physical body. Just noticing any sensations that are present in the physical body. And then just checking in with yourself energetically, emotionally, and mentally. So how are you doing this morning? And then resting your awareness on your breath. So noticing firstly, where do you feel the breath the most right now? So where is the breath most apparent in the body right now? And if it's comfortable, breathing in and out through your nose. And just noticing the quality of your inhale, the quality of your exhalation. Noticing the temperature of the inhale at the nostrils and the temperature of the exhalation. As you begin to follow your breath with your mind, just noticing what is your natural rhythm this morning. What is your breath's natural rhythm? And as you begin to observe the breath, you may notice that it slows down a little. And so as much as you can, fully immerse your awareness into the next 4 rounds of your breath. So that's noticing the inhale, the natural pause, the exhalation, and the pause that follows. So really using your breath to anchor your awareness right into this moment on your mat this morning. And so once you've finished your rounds of breath, just taking a moment to set an intention for this practice this morning. So this can be personal, universal, or offered up to someone else or something else. So just bring that intention to the forefront of your mind. Then we open our eyes and begin our warm-up. So we'll begin our warm-up in the seated position this morning. So just take your hands down by your side. Just relax the shoulders away from the ears, fingertips to the floor. And as you inhale, we'll reach the arms up and overhead and look up towards your hands. And as you exhale, lower the arms back down and lower the head, chin to chest. We'll continue this movement 3 more times with your breath. Inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, lower, chin down. It's as if the breath is moving your arms. Inhale, reaching up, look up. Exhale, lower. And again, one more time like this. Inhale, reaching up. And this time as you exhale, we'll twist to the right. So right hand behind you, left hand in the center between your legs. Just a gentle twist as we're warming up. Inhale, reach both arms up and overhead. Exhale over to the left-hand side. Inhale, reach all the way back up. And exhale, release your arms down by your side. Now we're going to work our right hand a little bit away from the body. Reach your left arm over your ear. So really focusing on the left side of the body. Either stay here or you can bend that right elbow and then just glance down towards the right wrist. So breathing space into the left side of your body this morning. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, lower your arms slowly down by your side. And then we'll do the same again. So inhale, float the arms up with the breath. Exhale, take the left hand down and walk it away from the body, right arm over the ear. And again, you can either stay here with the arm straight or bend the arm a little bit, left arm, and glance down towards the left wrist. So this time we're breathing space into the right side of the body, intercostal muscles, creating space for your lungs. Now inhale all the way back up again. And as you exhale, take your hands forward and make your way onto hands and knees. So if you've got some socks on, it might be time to take them off, especially if they're like mine, like big slipper socks. So coming onto hands and knees, or spread the fingers, middle fingers facing forward, pressing down into your knuckles, your finger pads. And on the next exhale, we're going to come into our cat. So drawing the belly in, pressing up through the center of your spine, hips back towards your heels. And as you inhale, making your way forward just to a neutral spine into tabletop. So as you exhale, create space in the back of the body, rounding the spine, hips back towards the heels. And then inhale back onto hands and knees, neutral spine. 2 more like this. So each time you're moving back, creating a little bit more space in the back of the body. Really feeling into the movement. So we're moving mindfully to start. Staying really, really present with what you're feeling. And now make your way back onto hands and knees here. And we'll stretch your right leg out behind you and press out through the right heel here. So engage your core, take your right heel in line with the hip. And then if you feel balanced enough, you can lift your left arm 2 palm into the midline. So from your core, you're stretching through the fingertips, stretching out through the right heel. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bring your elbow and knee together. So you're rounding the spine into that Halloween cat shape. Inhale, stretch back out, diagonal cat. Exhale, round. So 2 more like this. And then we'll take your left hand to the floor. Take your right knee towards your right elbow. So you're transferring the weight forward. And then we'll stretch that right leg out to the side. Place the 4 corners of that right foot on the floor and then reach your left arm up, look up towards your thumb. If it feels okay, lean back a little. Just moving slowly into the body this morning. One more breath in here, inhale. Exhale, take your right hand down and then step your right leg all the way forward between your hands. So we're gonna make our way into a low lunge now. So stretch that left leg back as far as it'll go. So you're not on top of the kneecap here. Finger pads on the floor. So think of that Halloween cat shape again. So you draw the belly in, round up, engaging your core all the way up. Inhale, exhale, take your shoulders down the back. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, crown of the head forward as you reach the hands actively behind you. Inhale, lean back again. Exhale, crown of the head forward. 2 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, we'll hold it here. Keep stretching the fingers towards the back of the mat. And if it feels okay, we're gonna lift that left knee off the floor here too. Actively pressing out through that left heel, sinking into the hamstrings of the right leg. Now take your left hand underneath your left shoulder, reach your right arm forward, up and around, coming into a twist here. Try to keep that right knee hugging in towards the midline so you can begin to create space along the right outer thigh. If it doesn't feel comfortable to lift the arm, take your hand to your hip. If it doesn't feel comfortable to lift the leg, take the knee to the floor. Just one more breath in here, inhale. Exhale, take both hands to the floor. You're gonna step your right leg back and bring both knees to the floor. So you arrive back into your tabletop. And we're gonna do that all on the other side. So we'll stretch your left leg out behind you this time, pressing out through the heel, engage your core, and from your core, lift that left leg. So the knee or the heel is lined up with the hip, toes facing the floor. And then from here, extending your right arm out, getting a sense of your midline, engaging your core. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch from the core out through the periphery. Exhale, round. Draw everything in. Inhale, stretching out. 2 more like this. Last one. And then we'll take your right hand to the floor. Take your left knee all the way towards your left outer elbow. So you're beginning to transfer your weight forward, and then we'll stretch that left leg out. So you're pressing down into the 4 corners of your left foot. And we'll reach your left arm up, lean back a little if that feels okay for you. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale, we'll take your left hand down and bring that left foot forward between your hands. Walk your right leg back just a little bit more so you have this angle from the hip to the knee. Up with that cat arch in the spine. So begin to engage the core around the spine nice and slowly. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders down the back. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, crown of the head forward as you reach your fingertips to the back of the mat. 3 more times like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So as you reach your fingers actively towards the back of the mat, feel your shoulders moving away from the ears. And then if it feels okay, we can lift that right knee off the floor too, pressing out through the right heel, sinking into the hamstrings of the left leg. Now we'll take your right hand down underneath your shoulder, reach your left arm forward, up and around for a twist. And again, you always have options, hand to the hip or knee to the floor. One more breath in here, inhale. Exhale, take your left hand to the floor. And we're gonna step back into downward facing dog. So sending your sit bones high, pressing your chest back towards your thighs. We're just gonna play around a little here, peeling your hands off the floor, taking 1 foot at a time off the floor. Really feeling into your down dog. And then stretching into your fullest expression of this shape. So if the hamstrings are still feeling a little tight, keep a little bend in the knees. Just back towards the thighs. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to just move slowly into plank pose, into a high plank. From our high plank, we're going to press back into floating tabletop. So the knees hover just off the floor as you send your hips over your knees. And then from here, inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale back into high plank. Inhale, floating tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we're going to walk all the way forward towards the front of the mat and just allow your upper body to drape over the legs, coming into your first forward fold of the day. So letting the arms, the shoulders be heavy, just gently nodding the head, releasing any holding in the neck here. So feel free to stay here this morning with this deep bend in the knees, or if you're feeling a little bit more open, you may like to want to play with straightening the legs one at a time. And then we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So you have the options to hold on to your elbows with bent knees, release the head down. Or maybe you'd like to interlace your peace fingers around your big toes and begin to press the toes down towards the floor as you gently try and tug them off the floor. So you're resisting, bending the elbows, pouring the body over the legs. Just a few breaths into this pose, breathing into the sensations that are showing up. And if you're holding onto your toes, just release them. If you're holding onto your elbows, just release them. Now press into your feet, use your core, and come up nice and slowly. Again, really feeling into the movement. Inhale. And exhale, shoulders down the back. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears. And exhale, release. And now we're going to come to a twisted flow. So anybody that comes to my regular classes know that I do this at least twice a week. If you want to grab onto some blocks, if you have them, if you don't, books will do as well, or you can just use the floor. So just coming to mountain at the top of your mat, just for a moment, feeling the feet on the floor, shoulders away from the ears. And now we're going to cross over the legs. So take your right thigh over your left and squeeze the thighs together. Shoulders away from the ears, hands together. Inhale, open up the arms and look up. We'll interlace the fingers, leaving the first fingers out. Exhale, bend over to your left-hand side. So once again, we breathe into the right side of the body. Keep squeezing the thighs together. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold over. Bend your knees as much as you need to touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, slide the hands onto the lower legs. Exhale, fold over. Now we'll take the leg that's in front, the right leg, all the way behind for a low lunge, but bring it to the left side of the mat. So we begin to twist. And from here, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, take your hands to the floor. Spread your fingers, slide the leg that's in front all the way to the back. So it stays in front, squeezing the thighs together for this twisted downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to move over to the left side of the mat, coming onto the outer left foot, inner right foot, reaching up into this version of a side plank. Inhale. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Send your sit bones high. Inhale, float forward into your high plank. So keep squeezing the thighs together. Exhale, bend the elbows 2 or 3 inches. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the right leg, that's the leg that's behind, and then bring it all the way, right knee towards the right wrist. And then walk your left leg behind you. So we're coming into a hip stretch here, pigeon pose. So just checking in with the knee, make sure it feels comfortable. Looking behind, make sure that the knee is behind the hip and the ankle behind the knee. Inhale, lift up here. Exhale, pour the body over as we settle into pigeon. So you have a few options here. You can stay up onto your forearms, or you can take the head all the way to the floor. Just see what feels comfortable for your body right now. Just get a sense that the right sit bone is moving back towards the back of the mat, and the left hip bone is moving forward and down towards the mat. So you feel this opening. Breathing in space into the right glute muscles and the thigh. So you have options. You can stay here, or we can begin to bend your left leg. Take your left hand right into the center of the mat and then reach behind. to take hold of the foot. You have the option to bring the heel in towards the buttock or press the foot away from you as you open the right shoulder. Again, just notice what shows up here. One more breath in, we'll release the foot to the floor, and then we'll take this left leg all the way around to the front, coming into a twist. So the left then arrives in front of the right, or not a twist, a cross-legged seated position. So grab hold of your blocks if you have them. If you don't, just keep your hands really close to your body. We're going to press down into your blocks to lift the sit bones off the ground. As you do this, your shoulders might move up towards your ears, so move the shoulders away from the ears. Engage the core. You have the option to lift one leg at a time, or see if you can lift both legs together just for a breath or two. And then lower the legs to the floor. We're going to move the block a little bit away from the body now, and then reach over the legs, coming into a forward fold. So you could use the blocks in front if you prefer, or you can bring your arms to the floor and just allow the head to relax down towards the floor. Just releasing any holding in the neck, in the shoulders. Opening up your back ribs, the rhomboids between your shoulder blades. Just breathing space into the back of the body here. Now we're going to slowly walk our hands back and take your right hand directly behind your tailbone, left arm against your right leg like a lever. Inhale, lengthen from the base of your spine. And as you exhale, turn your abdomen and rib cage to the right. Inhale, lengthen, create space. Exhale, turning chest, shoulders, and head to the right. So you can look out over your right shoulder. One more breath in here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, unwind, and we'll take our hands forward. This is where we do our little ninja move to come back to a cross-legged position. So this time the left leg is in front of the right. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, take your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingers. Leave your index fingers out. Exhale, this time we're going to bend to the right hand side. So our focus is the left side ribs, left side of the body. Just breathing into what you're feeling here. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take the left leg all the way back towards the back of the mat. So it goes to the right side so that we come into this twisted low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up, lift the heart. Exhale, take your hands to the floor and we'll slide your right leg back, squeezing the thighs together, lifting the sit bones high. Inhale here. Exhale into this mini version of our side plank. So we're going to come onto the outer right foot, inner left foot, and then reach your left arm up, look up towards your thumb. Inhale all the way back into downward facing dog, twisted legs. Exhale, ripple forward into high plank. So keep squeezing the thighs together. Bend your elbows 2 or 3 inches. Straighten, moving back into downward facing dog. Inhale. And as you exhale, the leg that's behind the left leg, slide that knee behind the left wrist, making our way into pigeon pose again. So we're gonna walk the right leg back so that the knee is behind the hip and the ankle behind the knee. As you sink the hips down, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, pour the body over, coming into your version or expression of this pose. So the purpose is to feel and create space in the left hip, the left buttock, left thigh. You can stay up on your forearms, or like before, if you prefer, you can take your forehead all the way down to the mat. You have the option to stay here if you're feeling enough sensation. If you'd like to go a little deeper, right hand in the center of your mat, bend your left leg, and then bend your right leg, take your left arm behind to grab hold of your foot. And again, you have 2 options, either to work into the front of the thigh by drawing the heel towards your buttock, or you can work more into the shoulder by pressing the foot away from you. You can turn your gaze to look out over the left shoulder, left hand. One more breath in here, inhale. Exhale, release the foot, hands to the floor. And then we'll take this right leg, bring it all the way around, cross it in front of your left, Sukhasana, easy seat. So the right leg is in front. We're gonna grab our blocks again, and then bring them right beside your hips. As you press down, we lift the sit bones off the ground, move the shoulders away from the ears, so you're engaging your core here. And then you've, again, the options to lift one leg at a time, or both together. And then slowly release to the floor. Move your blocks out of the way. We're going to pour the body over. You can walk your hands forward, and if it feels comfortable for the neck or head, release the head down towards the floor. We're going to walk our hands back nice and slowly. We'll take your left hand, the heel of the hand right beside your tailbone, right arm against your left leg like a lever for our seated twist. Inhale, lengthen from the base of your spine. Exhale, turn your abdomen and rib cage to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning chest and shoulders to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning your gaze to look out over your left shoulder here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, unwind. Take your hands to the floor. We're going to come all the way back to our cross-legged forward fold. This time the right leg is in front of the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. So we're just going to come back to our mountain pose here for a moment. Just feel the feet on the floor. Bend your knees a little bit. We'll walk our feet in together. So we're squeezing the thighs together here, pressing down to the four corners of your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up in line with your ears. And as you exhale, sit into Uttanasana, your chair pose. So feel the weight shifting into your heels. You're going to draw your abdomen in. We'll take your hands straight out in front of the shoulders. So you're reaching the fingers forward, but then begin to plug the head of the arm bones back into the arm sockets here. Sit as low as you can so that you can feel your thighs working here. Feel your core engaging. Sit a little lower, inhale. Exhale, pour the body over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back, right leg, long lunge. And then we're going to keep this left knee over the ankle, charge up the legs, come into your high lunge. So keep pressing actively through the right heel. And to modify, we just take the right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach your arms up in line with your ears. Sink the hips down. Engage your core. And then as you exhale, we'll take your hands on the inside of the left leg. We'll spin the right foot for Skandasana, side lunge. Hug the left arms into the left inner thigh. And we'll reach your right arm around. Follow your thumb with your gaze. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale, both hands to the front of your mat. Step back into high plank. So from high plank, press out through the heels, engage the core. You have options to drop the knees or lower down, full chaturanga, dandasana. Tops of the feet on the ground here. We're going to place the forehead to the earth. Press down into your feet, press down into your pubic bone. And as you inhale, we're going to lift the back ribs. So keep the head heavy, lift the back of the neck, and then lift the head. And exhale, pour the body down, ribs, neck, and head. 2 more times like this. Waving cobra, inhale, back ribs, neck, and head. Exhale, pour the body to the earth. 1 more time like this, inhale. Exhale. And then we'll come all the way down. So keep your hands underneath your shoulders. We'll bend your left leg and roll onto the right side. So you're on the ball of the left foot, on the outer edge of the right foot. And so you could just stay here or press down into that left foot. Begin to press down into the right foot. Charge up the legs, lift the hips, reach your arm over, lift the heart. And then lower back down into cobra. Heart lifted, shoulders lifted. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. So sending your sit bones high. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale, stretch the right leg behind you. Exhale, take your knee into your ribs and lift your rib cage. Inhale, extend it behind. Exhale, take the knee to the outer right elbow and wrist and left wrist and elbow and right elbow and wrist and left wrist and elbow. And now step it all the way between your hands. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to come up into our balance pose. So if you have your blocks handy, you can use them. Or you can have your fingertips to the earth as we make our way into our warrior 3. So extending that left leg behind you. You can either keep your fingertips here, little bend in the right leg, actively press out through the left heel, maybe take the hands to the heart. We'll take a few breaths here. Then bend your right leg a little bit more, step your left leg beside it. Exhale, pour over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back into chair. Exhale, hands to the heart and pause. Just feel your feet arriving on the floor again. Feel the movement of your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Other side. Inhale, reach your arms up in line with your ears. And as you exhale, sitting back into chair, making sure you can see your toenails. So you're shifting the hips back, engaging your core. And I will lower the arms so they're level with the shoulders. Reach the fingers forward, plug the head of the arm bones back into the sockets. Breathe into the sensations you're feeling here. One more breath in. Exhale, pour the body over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back, left leg. So your right knee is directly over the ankle. We're going to charge up the legs, making our way back into our high lunge. Actively press through the left heel. Reach your arms up in line with your ears and sink the hips. One more breath in. We'll take the hands on the inside of the right leg, Skandasana, our side lunge. So we're on the ball of the right foot and the heel of the left foot. Hug the arm and leg together and we'll twist to the left. Inhale, exhale all the way to the top of the mat. Step back into your high plank. Spread your fingers. Your choice if you lower the knees to the floor or come down full chaturanga all the way to the earth. We're going to come back into that 3 waving bhujangasanas, cobras. So tops of the feet down, press into the feet, press into the pubic bone. Draw your abdomen in. Hug the elbows close to your body. Inhale, lift the back ribs, back of the neck and the head. Exhale, melting all the way back down to the earth. 2 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time as we come down, we'll bend our right leg and then roll onto the left side. So you always have the option just to stay here or just press down a little bit to lift up a little bit or charge up the legs, lift the hips, lift the heart. And then lower back down into cobra. So we'll keep the shoulders and chest up the floor. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Send your sit bones high. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, take your knee into your chest, lift your back ribs. Inhale, send it high. Exhale, knee to outer left elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Bring it to the left wrist and elbow. To the right elbow and wrist. Left wrist and elbow. And then step that left foot between your hands. Once again, we're coming into our balance from here. So either finger pads to the floor or onto your blocks as you lift up into your warrior three, your Virabhadrasana three. Keep a bend in your left leg, hands to the heart if that feels okay. Pressing out through the right heel. And then we'll bend your left leg, hug the legs together, pour the body over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale back into your chair. Exhale, hands to the heart in mountain and pause. So one more flow that will take us to the floor. So what we're going to do is take your feet a little wider than normal. So thinking of your yogi squat here, feet are turned out 45 degrees. Hands to the heart. Inhale, open up the arms, look up. Take your knuckles to your third eye, between your eyebrows, to your lips, to your heart, and then sit into your yogi squat. So weight is shifting back into your heels. And if the heels are off the floor, that's perfectly okay. You can always take your fingers to the floor for balance here too. Get a sense that the tailbone is dropping down. And from the tailbone, we're rising up, expanding the chest, releasing, relaxing the shoulders. Just breathing into what you're feeling. From here, we'll take our hands to the earth and walk all the way out for full prostration. Surrender. Take your hands straight up, palms down, and then relax everything. Just notice how that feels. And then we'll take your hands underneath your shoulders. Press down into your feet, pubic bone. Draw the abdomen in, coming into this version of Bhujangasana Cobra. Legs are wide. Exhale, release the head down. Tuck the toes under. Press back, extended child. So you're fully lengthening the arms here. Lengthening both sides of the waist. Hips back to the heels. Now we'll walk our hands back, making our way back into your yogi squat at the very back of the mat. We're going to take our left arm and reach out to the left-hand side so the arm is on the inside of the leg. And then reach your right arm up, look up towards your thumb. And then we're going to do the same to the other side. So right arm on the inside of the right leg, reach your left arm up, look up towards your thumb. And then come into the center, hands together, and release the sit bones to the earth. We're going to scoot all the way into the middle of your mat and come all the way down to the floor. So hips all the way up to your heels and lower down. So we're going to finish with some nice relaxing twists here. We're coming into twisted root. So we'll take your left leg, left thigh over your right. Just a single wrap and squeeze the thighs together. Take your arms out. So a nice wide cactus, back of the hands on the floor. Scoot the hips, lift them up. Scoot them 2 inches to the left, release them down. And then just drop or allow the legs to fall to the right hand side. If you'd like to continue the twist all the way up into the neck, turn your gaze slightly to the left here. Close your eyes and just drop in. So where do you feel the twist working through the body? What sensations are showing up? And slowly, mindfully bring the head back to the center. We're going to bring the legs back, unwrap them, and scoot the hips back into the midline. Just feel the back of the hips arriving on the floor again. And then we'll do the same to the other side. So keep your arms where they are. We'll wrap our right leg over the left, just single wrapping, squeezing the thighs together. Lift the hips, scoot them 2 inches to the right this time, and just surrender the legs to the left-hand side. Head can remain in the center, or just to continue the twist from the base of the spine to the neck, you can turn your gaze slightly to the right. Breathing into whatever is showing up here. Slowly bring the legs back to the center, unwrap them, scoot the hips back in. We're going to finish by bringing your knees into your chest, just wrapping your arms around your legs, forehead to your knees. Take a deep breath in and squeeze everything, hands and face. And then as you exhale, soften and make your way into a comfortable relaxation position. So we're going to finish the practice today with a little bit of drumming. So wrap yourself up, get nice and cozy. Just finding your way into your most deluxe relaxation shape. Just feeling the body just arriving back onto the floor. Feeling the body being held, supported by the floor, the earth beneath. Just noticing the space that you've created with your practice. Space in the body, space in the mind, the breath. Just feeling the body breathing here, no effort. Just feeling the body being breathed. And just begin to invite a deeper breath into your body. Just begin to invite some small movement back into your hands, your feet. Maybe moving your head from side to side. And then stretching the body whatever way feels right for your body right now. Maybe taking a yawn or a sigh or releasing some sound. And then we'll gently roll onto your right side. So we'll stay there just for this morning's reading. So feet flat on the floor. You can use your right hand as a pillow if that feels comfortable. And this morning's reading, forgive yourself. Doesn't it feel good to forgive yourself? You don't have to be afraid or reluctant to do that anymore. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean you're condemned. It means you're setting yourself free. We can gather so much guilt as we go through life. We may blame ourselves for the experiences we've had or how we've handled them. We may build up resentments against ourselves. We may even resist forgiving ourselves because we think that means saying we were bad or wrong. But not forgiving ourselves when we need to often leads us to return to situations that are unhealthy for us. Forgiving yourself means you can leave places that feel bad. You can end relationships that no longer work. You can avoid situations that cause you continual pain and grief. Forgiving yourself means you can stop punishing yourself for what you've done and what you think you've done wrong. You don't have to hold your mistakes against yourself any longer. You don't have to deprive yourself of comfort, joy, love, and acceptance. It's much easier to say, I made a mistake. This isn't right for me. I don't like this. This is wrong. And then forgive yourself. Forgive yourself if you've done something wrong. Forgive yourself even if you haven't done something wrong. Then see how good forgiveness feels. Forgive yourself and be free. And when you're ready, slowly, mindfully, just bring yourself to a comfortable seated position. Once you arrive here, we'll bring our hands together at the heart, knuckles just gently resting against your breastbone. And before we close our practice this morning, just take a moment to bring something in your life that you're grateful for to mind. So something, someone, somewhere, just bring it to the forefront of your mind. And just allow that gratitude to begin to build and spread through your body from cell to cell. And as we close the class, we'll seal in that gratitude. Take a breath in, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, bow forward to seal in the benefits of this morning's practice. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me on this Bank Holiday Monday. Later on, I'm going to put this video, once it comes through, up on YouTube if you want to do it again, because it's quite a nice, gentle practice. So thanks again for joining me, and I will see you guys soon.